Janice, how did your way of living change during the time of the Cold War?
Well, being a woman during the Cold War had a different meaning than it had from previous years. I was no longer a slave to do household chores. It was a whole new type of living.
Was the pay fair?
The pay was far from fair. There was over 197,000 women working, and we were still paid less than the men's. 50% of the workforce was made up of us women.
Could you tell us a percent difference in pay?
Let me think here. Well, the women's salaries were 60% less than the men's. In the sales field, women's salaries were 40% of men's. Female clerks made 44% of the men's salaries. Due to men coming home from the war, many ladies were laid off.
Were you happy when the men came back from the war?
To be honest, no. Women who wanted anything more than to just stay at home and be a housewife were laughed at. They would just say to me, "You have a beautiful family. How could you want anything more? Unfeminine to use our rights or be equal in the decisions making in this world. If you wanted to do more, you were unworthy of any respect."
What did your mother teach you about college?
Well, I was told I needed to get a degree. Heaven forbid I ever needed to use it and to meet my husband in college, you know what I'm saying, George? Yeah. Hey, okay. Because I wouldn't meet him anywhere else, I married before I was out of college, and I never got the chance to figure out what I might have been able to do in this society.
How did you feel about getting married?
Well, let me tell you, Georgie was one hell of a catch. I had this image in my mind that getting married meant I was going to be swept away and taken care of for my entire life. I look back and find it funny now that women in my class would raise their hand just to show off their ring.
Did your degree ever help you get any jobs?
You think it would, but it did not help at the least. Because women were supposed to be at home and be happy and show no emotions, and we were supposed to be stupid so men could teach us everything we needed to know. The degree I earned meant nothing. It didn't get me more money, and it didn't help me keep my job.
What was your job in the Cold War?
I served for the USAFSS, United States Air Force Security Service.
Was there any secret mission you were involved in?
Listening to Russian radio signals across the border was our job. We was kind of a smart aleck bunch of kids, but we did our jobs well. Our work became most serious when the Russians made some move or change in their military operations. Changes we was often the first to detect. These changes were usually preceded by changes in the Russians' radio call signals and frequencies.
How did this help the U.S.?
We was protecting the U.S. We made sure anything that the Soviets was planning, we was the first to know about and be a step ahead. It took skill to be able to decipher the codes that the Soviets used.
Were you able to share any information with your family?
Secrecy was all important in our highly sensitive work. We was warned regularly in security lectures we were required to attend that we could not describe or discuss our work in any way with friends or family. In fact, we were strictly forbidden to discuss our work with each other outside the secure buildings where we worked.
What was your job?
Well, I listened to the cacophony of static and radio signals in Morse code and copied them down with unbelievable accuracy using typewriters equipped with Cyrillic alphabet. Then there was the cryptoanalysis, who dealt with the complexities of encoded messages and call signs. Oh, it was fantastic! Next question.
Where were you stationed?
We received on-the-job training in communications intelligence at Brooks AFB in San Antonio, Texas. We was then sent worldwide to work in a secret part of the Cold War. USAFSS RSN units, Radio Squadrons Mobile, was stationed from Alaska to Korea and from Scotland to North Africa.
Did the Russians try to change their codes?
Well, the Russians changed their call signs because they knew we was listening and that a change would confuse our monitoring efforts. Usually these changes turned out to be military training or maneuvers, but the Allies always had to treat them as the real thing.
This is a Janice show where only Janice gets to talk, because this is a Janice show.
USAFSSRSM units. You need to stop doing that, Janice! You are missing Janice!
Give me some respect. We've been married 25 years and do this every day.
I hate women! I do not like you anymore! You took the cottage cheese! You took the cottage cheese and spilled it on the floor! I can only eat my applesauce when I have cottage cheese!
You make the cottage cheese. You know that, George.
I don't like homemade cottage cheese. I buy Miller cottage cheese at the supermarket. What? Oh. Blimp fell from the sky and on the radio. The guy was like, "Oh, the humanity! The humanity!"
George.
Calm down. That didn't just happen, I swear.
Were you happy when the men came back from the war?
No.
Records all over